everyone, it's Rita with Everything Homemade, and this is a highly requested video. Lots of you want to know what are the actual measurements of our milking stanchion, what's the measurement of the kickboard, all that kind of stuff. So today we are taking out the tape measure and I am going to give you exact measurements. I'm going to walk you through our stanchion in detail. So I'm just going to mention to you first here that I am a cookbook author. Check out Everything Stevia and Everything Whole Wheat Sourdough Cookbook. They're exclusive to our website, and so you get to learn the techniques that I use right here on the homestead. Also, there is a sourdough masterclass, so if you really want to learn everything about sourdough and using my two-step simple technique, definitely enroll in the masterclass on the website. You'll see the website here down below. It'll also be in the description box below. So enroll, check out the cookbooks. The cookbooks are exclusive to the website. Behind me, you will see our milking parlor. We have a double door system because we have two stanchions, so we can milk two cows at once. Long story short, this unique stanchion kickboard that we use was actually an idea I had after I was severely kicked by my first milk cow. Just out of the blue, she kicked me in the stanchion right here in the middle of my chest, fractured a couple of ribs, took over a year to heal, absolute pain. Don't want anyone to ever have to go through that. For me, it doesn't matter how tame your milk cows are, they're still an animal, they are still can be unpredictable, and it's not worth being injured over. So this kickboard that I'm going to show you in the stanchion prevents their hooves from going into the milk bucket, but also prevents them from kicking you. And that is critical, and both are equally important. So now let's just take a look at the stanchion. So I'm going to open up one side of the door. It is a double milking parlor, so we do have two stanchions, but the stanchions are the exact same on either side. So I'm going to open up one of them. I'm going to just run some footage from our milking series part 3, and I'll watch how the cows are going to come in and how we put that kickboard in, the hobbles, all that, and you can kind of visualize, okay, this is how it works. And then I'm going to take some measurements. And the kickboard is really nice because it's really humane. The cows are calm. No one's getting into some weird position or things being tucked up underneath them or their legs being tied over here or whatever. So now I'm just going to run that video so you can see the cows coming in. Good girl. Come on, girl. That a girl. Girl. Good girl, Chia. So Ocean is just going to set up Clover here for milking. Once again, we put some hobbles on, and this is just for safety for us so we don't get kicked. And then of course we have our board, and that board is going to go right behind those feet. And this board is, we call it kickboard, and this also prevents kicking out and also kicking at our bucket just in case, and safety all around for us. Okay, let's get their treats. begin with, remember that when you are building your stanchion, you're building your stanchion for large animals. They're strong, they can be unpredictable, and you really need to make sure that your stanchion can hold up to them. So make sure it is beefy, and then you'll have no problem. So I'm going to start with the opening here of the stanchion where the cows are coming in. So let's start from the bottom and work our way to the top. So you'll notice here that there is a step up, and the step up is 8 inches. So it's not like a crazy step up, but it's just enough where none of my cows seem to have an issue with an 8-inch step. On this side of the stanchion is a solid wall between these two doors. So you got a door over there and of course the door here. But right here is a solid wall. So that's where this bar comes in. It is screwed to this solid wall and then screwed to this 2x4, which is attached to this 4x4 post. So there is a gap in between, and you see that right here, and that is because of this board right here. This is the side board to the stanchion that is sandwiched between this 2x4 and this 4x4 post. And that's why he has some fillers in here to beef it up so it's quite strong. There's no way they're going to knock this down. And so that is the structural frame of this. And again, this is very strong. This just adds that support between the existing wall and this section right here. And so right now I am going to be measuring from the floor of the stanchion, which, remember, has that 8-inch step up. So I'm just going right from the floor to this bar. And we are 5 feet. So that doesn't sound like a lot, but it really works. I mean, we've got all different kinds of breeds here, and when they go in, their heads aren't way up here. They're walking in and they're going up into the stanchion. So we never ever have them hit this board at all. And so that is 5 feet. And then if you want to know all the way to the top here, just so you know, it is 82 inches high. So that gives you an idea about the height here, and now we need to know the width. So the width here is exactly 2 feet. So it is 2 feet wide, and we are 5 feet to the board from the floor, and we are 82 inches from the floor to the very top right up there. So now that you have an idea about the opening of the stanchion, let's move to the side where I can actually show you the distance between the opening and the kickboard and talk a little bit more about that kickboard. Now let's get a bit of a look here of the distance from when they walk here into the stanchion and to where we have the kickboard. So let's measure that. And I am going to, this is a 2x6 right here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure from the opening here right to the beginning of the 2x6. Just to give you an idea of where we're placing it, because this is like one of the perfect measurements to where when the kickboard goes in, the udder is on this side and the feet are on this side, and it seems to work for all of our cows just beautifully. So from when they come in to this is 17 3/4 inches. Then you place this 2x6 in, and you really want a 2x6 because it needs to be sturdy once again. And so then in the middle of this 2x6, you are going to notch out a 1-inch notch, just like this is right here. This is where your kick board is going to go through. So it's right in the middle of your 2x6, and like I said, it's a 1-inch notch right here is what you are going to be putting it, is what you are going to make. And how big this notch is from the base of your floor, to the top here is 17 inches. So this goes up 17 inches from the base of your floor. And then it is copied on the other side. So when you put your kickboard in, it locks behind these two. So this is my kickboard here. This is just a 3/4 of an inch piece of wood here. And so always make sure that your piece of wood is, always make sure that your piece of wood doesn't have any cracks in it or anything like that. And basically goes through and then connects to that other one so it doesn't move. So if I take my hand here and I hit it, or my foot, and I start just hitting it, you can see how it prevents the hooves from kicking you. So if you can get in here and start just hammering on this like crazy, that means you built it strong enough. You will also notice the floor here. All the wood that we've used for the floor, there is no gaps. Like, you don't see any gapping in between. My husband has just laid down 2x6s here and cut them obviously to length, but there is no spacing. Cows do not like spacing. They will freak out. And so you don't want any kind of spacing at all on your floor. You want it to be a solid unit. You'll notice here as well as we got this beautiful strong sideboard, and it is a 2x8. And again, nice and strong. Don't go skimpy on this. One of our first stanchions we built, we had a smaller board here, and literally when the cows came, you could see it bend. This way, it's nice and sturdy. They're not going to bend it, but it also, keeps them coming in nice and straight into the stanchion. So now let's talk about the length of this stanchion here. So this board right here, it comes out right here. And so what I'm going to do is just measure right from here all the way to the end of the stanchion. And we are 79.5 inches, so just a 1/2 inch short of 6 feet. So that is our length. And so now let's just talk about the front here. Once again, we are closing these up, so when the cow's head comes in for a treat right here, we have a little treat bucket hanging here. So when the cow's head comes here, we have these two 2x6s that we close up, and then we have a 2x8 here that my husband has made a slit in the middle that just fits these boxes perfectly. They go on top, they rest together, and I mean, it kind of looks like this when the cows are in, and then their head is prevented from going back out. So that's really important to have. You can see that he has put another 2x8 here and a 2x8 here that is sandwiching these 2x6s right here. And you really want this to be easy to open and close and move around. There is other ways to do this. You can even buy actual front setups, but this seems to work really good. And then in the front here, like I said, the feeder is hung, and this is just a horse feeder. It just hangs off the 2x8, and we, feed them treats in there or whatever you would like. From the floor of the stanchion to the top here, we are 22 inches. That is a really good height for the feeder. Seems to work with all of our animals just fine. And then from this 2x8 here up is where we start to have this board here, which is sandwiching the headlock, I'll just call it. And 26 1/8 of an inch is the distance between this board and this one right here. And then as we go up, he has secured it up here with another board, and it's actually not connected at all to the ceiling there at all. The rest of the stanchion is up on top here when they first come in, but this part isn't. He does have a board here just to stabilize these 2x4s right here, just to, again, give it added stability. So those are all the critical measurements that you need to build this stanchion. If you got any questions, let me know, but I sure hope that gives you a better guide on how to make this kick-proof stanchion. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video.